All right, guys, top of the morning. Happy Wednesday, 7:23, coming to you live, fresh, feeling well, feeling ready to deliver at the highest level and go full tilt. I got a bunch of stuff I want to share with you guys today. I got a bunch of stuff on my mind coming to you. Obviously, nervous about my mom's surgery, but very, very grateful that I'm able to be in Southern California, be with her, take her to the hospital, be there in that moment with her. And so, thank you guys for all of your well wishes for my mom. But let's go ahead and get rolling in the conversation. As always, I'm gonna have somebody bring us out on the field in true keep it moving fashion. And that person is going to be where are they at? Where are they at? All right, that person's going to be. It's actually going to be Christina. Christina, I always love when you deliver. It was great seeing you and the team yesterday. Jeff, everybody came out in full spirit yesterday. It was really, really cool seeing everybody at the office.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
that.
yeah, they came out. So, all right, Christina, you're going to share your thoughts, share your sentiment, and start this show on the road this morning.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm going into my Wednesday seeing exactly what my plan was on Monday. Anything I didn't execute, I feel like now's the time to get over that hump. So I did my list already this morning, my top 5 things I need to do, cross it off, and on to the next. I was there yesterday, that negotiations class. It was so fun. Like, part of me was like, oh, I wonder if we did this on Zoom too, but no, it would not have had the same impact if that was on Zoom. So if you guys haven't been there to these summer, what do you guys call it?
Series.
Summer series, go because you leave fully energized. And I came home, I worked until like 9 o'clock at night. Just all these things I wanted to, maybe I was procrastinating on. I did it because I just had this momentum and energy. So that's my sentiment. It's Wednesday and go kick ass.
It is Wednesday. Go kick ass, and it's always good to see you guys. And another quick plug. If you guys are planning on being on the at the cookout tomorrow, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. That is going down from 1 to 4 o'clock at headquarters in Oakland, 215 Washington Street. You guys are all invited. Our money store partners are going to be sponsoring the bar. We're going to have some wine barrels out there having some fun. So really, really excited to see everybody. But you guys, I want to go and have this conversation. I want to have a full circle conversation with everybody right now because this is heavy on my heart and heavy on my mind. So, do I have a little bit of everybody's permission just to go further today? Is that all right with everybody? Well, I appreciate that and thank you. Thank you. Let me let Kia in this room right now. So, as you guys know, my mom has surgery on Friday on her carotid artery. It is a very, very scary time for her. Scary time for me as a son, but I know that she'll be all right. She'll be good. And so I want to share this with you because it is truly a full circle moment. And I haven't shared this with you guys. I haven't actually shared this picture with anybody before, but I'm going to pull this up. And so the year was 2004 when I left San Diego. And in 2004, I was literally at the end of my rope. My life was completely upside down. I was lost. I was grasped by the hands of addiction. And so I'd lost my way and I was completely empty. I was lost. My mind wasn't in the right place. And I remember this so vividly, and it's all coming full circle because I'm going back to San Diego this week, and there's a few big things that are happening while I'm there. But before I get there, I want to share this with you. And this picture is a really powerful picture that I just searched this morning and found. You see, in 2004, I was at the end. Like I said, I had lost hope. I was lost and I was deep into my addiction. And I remember I'd have to sleep at friends' houses. I'd have to sleep wherever I could at the homie's house, on people's, couches, wherever. And if I had enough money some nights to get a hotel, then cool, I'd get a hotel room. But that wasn't always the case. Well, one night I didn't have anywhere to go. And so my girlfriend at the time, she took me to a park because I had nowhere to go. And I certainly couldn't stay at her house because her parents didn't love me because I was an addict. I was an addict. Well, she dropped me off at this park in San Diego. It's called Berry Street Park, and I will remember this moment for the rest of my life. You see, all I had was a blanket and a backpack, and she dropped me off. And I remember feeling so lost, feeling so like empty. And this slide right here that you guys see on my screen, this slide is where I chose to sleep. I slept underneath that overhang where you go down the slide just to kind of get some coverage. And I slept there with this blanket. And here I am. I am 23 years old. And I had had some success before, but then lost it because of my addiction. And you see, I woke up in the morning and something had bit my face. You might have heard me say this before. Something bit my face. And I think it was a spider. And so I woke up in the morning and my face was completely swollen out to here. And you got to imagine the shame that I felt. You got to imagine the depth of like the heartache that I was feeling at that time in my life. And I remember waking up and being so embarrassed. And I remember throwing away the blanket. And I remember walking to the trolley just so I can go and sleep. And 2 weeks after that, I left San Diego and I went to Tahoe and I changed my life and I've never been back. You see, I go back for vacations and to visit my family and all of that. But this moment is really powerful because this week I'm going back to see my mom to take her to her surgery. And then 5 days after, she gets to sit front row and watch me give a speech at Inman. You see, when I tell you guys to think about who's going to be impacted by the result of your success, I want you guys to know how powerful this moment's going to be for me and for my mom. And for her to look up and be able to have this sense of pride and this sense of like, oh my God, you changed your life in order for us to change our life as a family. You guys, it means the world to me. It means the world to me. And so when I talk to you about your vision, when I talk to you about your crusade, when I talk to you about staying in purpose, you guys, I say that from the bottom of my heart because I know what it's like to not have anything and then be able to be in the seat that I'm in today. I know what it's like. I felt that. I have understood at the highest level the depths of despair. And so when I talk to you about your vision, when I talk to you about your discipline, when I talk to you about following through, being clear on your word, declaring the things that you want for your life and your vision, I'm not just saying that shit because it's in this season. I'm saying that because I believe in it with everything that I have as a human being, and I believe in you. But I'm certainly not going to believe in you more than you believe in yourself. I'm not here to create your vision, your why, your reason. That needs to be deep within you. You don't have the answers. It's okay. Go and take one step forward. You don't know how to do something, figure that shit out. You see, I want to come to you today in a full circle moment of saying, you know what, whatever you are stalling on in your life, your business, your health and relationships, take a step forward. Do the things despite. You see, when the vision is so clear, it demands your discipline, demands it no matter what. So you guys, in this moment, full circle moment, this week, such a powerful moment for me. I want to be a reminder to you what is possible. What is possible when you choose to put yourself first, when you stay clear, when you stay focused on the word that you are saying. When you declare something to this world, don't take that shit lightly. Oh, I'm going to be this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to create this for my family. Then go show everybody. Stop focusing on training and coaching to the point where you're not doing anything. Does that make sense, everybody? You guys, I'm excited, but I'm also filled and overwhelmed with emotion this week because of where I'm at right now and the fact that I'm coming full circle to be able to be with my mom, to know that I can help her out if she needs any help. The vision is so clear, you guys, that it demands my discipline and it demands my consistency. I saw a hand go up really quick. You want to contribute, my man? Go ahead and take yourself off of mute. I saw a hand, then it went down. Anybody have any thoughts, any contributions on that vein? Going once, going twice. I appreciate you guys listening because it means the world to me. I'm about to run a mile after this. All right, cool. Well, I appreciate you. Let's do this, you guys. Let's talk about the market. Let's talk about what's going on in the market. And before we do so, I want to do this quick evaluation with you guys. Some of you guys have done this and some of you have not done this, but I want to do this really, really quick as we're talking about this third quarter of the year, really talking about what we're going to do, how we're going to truly build our business. First and foremost, if you had to rank yourself right now on a scale from 1 to 5, 5 being the best, 1 being the worst, on your personal and mental growth for this first half of the year, where would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 5? Go ahead and write that down really quick. And if somebody is a 5, I want you to tell me why you are so high on that list. So 5, we got 5 from Otis. Anybody else have a 5? Well, once, one time. All right, so Otis, when you say that you're a 5 on your personal and mental growth, why is it so high? Quantify that for all of us.
Um, I'll start at the beginning of the year. Matter of fact, you personally, Elias and Vernon, you guys seen that, I guess, shift or whatever in me personally, growth, business as a man, and intensity helped a lot because I was already in that kind of build mode, grind mode. It took longer than expected with Gary, so awesome sentiment because I embody that right now, and that's why I put 5 down there because although we did get off the path of what the schedule, like keeping the schedule, but we just shifted that mindset and keeping the schedule from the units that we were supposed to be doing the open houses between the three of us, 3 different open houses, 3 different perspectives, viewpoints from 3 different agents, but all as one unit, collecting different people from all different markets. But obviously, as you know, we went full in on the last 5 months on Eagle Ridge, so it was just shifting that mindset to that. Like me personally, my mindset, how I'm built, how Jacob's built, how Gary's built. We ain't quitters. Mama didn't. All 3 of our moms didn't raise no quitters. We said we was gonna go out to do that. We did that, and we're gonna move on and continue to keep doing that. So, I just feel like I'm at a point in my career that I know that I can do anything. But the beautiful thing around it now is knowing that my entire team can do anything. That's the big flex. Like
Mm.
Jacob, then Gary. You see Gary's mindset, and that's the biggest thing. Like y'all know Gary's intellect and everything is there, but it's just shifting that to here in our world, and he's just gonna explode. I'm already excited where he's already heading personally with his little pond that he's already grown and brought in with already. But that's why I say 5 because we are hitting on all cylinders. We are doing everything and we are exceeding expectations. So I don't want to undercut it. And then I don't want it to make it seem too much. I would have said 10 because, like I said, 2 out of the 3 are working on a high octane level. And the third is kind of cheating because he's getting a front seat to basically just level up to that level too. So, yeah, I'm stoked. You know, we still got fucking 5.5 months. So watch us
Let's
as we
go.
continue to crush.
Let's go. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for sharing. Let's go, Mara. You threw your hand up. You're out of 5. Why so high?
Well, I'll start off by saying I have not had any transactions yet, but I'm still listing myself at a 5. This year, I have done something that I've always wanted to do, which is become a realtor. And that's huge for me. I've dreamed of this since I was 20 years old. And to just say that I'm going to do it, especially in my market in Napa, which is really, really hard to break into, has been huge for me. Showing my kids that I'm still pursuing a dream that I've been talking about and dreaming about, and just, it's been within my grasp, but now that I'm grabbing it, that's my personal and mental growth. And then just stepping out of my comfort zone every single day with this challenge. I
Mm.
mean, I'm a really outgoing person, but with that, I like to have a certain level of confidence to know what I'm doing. So now that I'm in real estate, and I'm still very outgoing, but I feel like, well, fuck, I'm just starting out, and who's gonna believe in me? Who's gonna want me to be on their team? And so for my growth and just kind of expanding into that space has been really, really challenging. So I'm super proud of myself, and
Well,
I'm
you
I'm
should
gonna
you
stay
should be
on
proud of
life.
yourself. And we wanted you on our team. We wanted you in our team because we believe in what you want to achieve in this business, and we believe in our ability to support you. So, Mara, I really, really appreciate you sharing. And you guys, I'm going to bring this up. And all I want you guys to do, the reason why I'm harping on this over and over again, because this is the midpoint of the year. And listen, this is where you have to truly, truly do some reflection. You have to ask yourself, I put these categories here, and what I want you to do is I want you to rank yourself: personal and mental growth, health and fitness. Remember what I've been saying. Our empire is not built at the expense of us. You should never sacrifice your growth in business at the sacrifice of your being, ever. I don't care who you are on this call, you come first. I don't care if you have kids, 5 kids, 2 kids, 3 kids, 1 kid, husband, wife, I don't care. You, my friend, come first. Relationships. On a scale from 1 to 5, where would I rank my relationships? My business, we'll talk about that later. My finances and wealth. It's not about making the money, it's how much money you're actually saving and leveraging. You see, each of you have an ability to go out there and find good deals for your consumers. Each of you have an ability to go and work with your investors. Well, what are you doing to say, you know what? I know that this is a good opportunity. Can I buy this? And if I can't buy that, can I buy that with you, with you, with you? And we can start the syndication. You know what I mean? If you got sick today, if you got sick today, are you all right? Are you all right? If you just, your voice, something happened, your throat, something happened with your legs, you weren't able to walk, like, would you be okay? That is finances and wealth. And then your fun and leisure. You see, we as Americans, we vacation the worst out of every other nation in the world. You talk to people from Europe, from Australia, from New Zealand, they're going on multiple week holiday every single year. 8 weeks, 6 weeks their companies pay them. And after a certain time, they get 8 weeks of paid holiday every single year. You see, what we don't do is enough of this fun and leisure. I'll tell you what, you guys, I don't care if it's 3 days, 5 days. We live in beautiful California. Go and spend some time. So I want you to evaluate this right here. And if your scores on this are anything lower than 3, you guys are going to hear me say this time and time again. What are you going to do about it? One part of this is reflection, right? And being aware of what's happening. Now that you're aware and you're conscious of it, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? If you are conscious and you can reflect, that's one part of it. Now you got to put some action behind it. And the same thing goes with your business. When you think about your branding, your marketing, your lead generation, your follow-up system, your database, your systems, and your referral and your partnerships, if you're scoring yourself 3 and below, you're conscious of it, then what are you going to do about it? You see, you have to audit your life and your business constantly to say, okay, where are the deficiencies? Where can I grow? And I'm glad that Mara said that she hasn't had a contract yet, but her mindset is at a 5. Good. It should be. It needs to be in order for you to endure the storm that is coming. You see, what I want you guys to do is to be able to look at your life and business and say, if there's an area that I'm truly, truly not that pleased with, if it's not lighting me up, if I'm not stoked about it, if I'm not excited about it, then okay, I'm with you. What are you going to do about it? And if you need additional support and you need additional help and you need some guidance, now I'm certainly here for that additional support and that guidance. But you know what I'm not here to do? I'm not here to hold Alex accountable. I'm not here to hold Brandy accountable. Now you might have it twisted and you might think that I'm here to hold people accountable. I'm not. I'm here to help you be so ruthless about your own personal accountability that when you come to me, you just need a little bit more guidance or maybe a course correction. But you see, you need to all be ruthless about your own personal accountability. You're building something for your family, for your future, for your own wealth. You need to be clear on being ruthless with yourself. Does that make sense, everybody? Throw your hand up, give me an emoji, give me something if you believe that ruthless is where you need to operate in this life and in this business. You see, guys, I'm fired up because your boy's been up since 4:30 this morning. So I'm fired up this morning. I got a lot of things on my plate this week. And I tell you what, you guys, I'm so passionate about holding everyone to their own personal accountability standards, to their own person. I'm not here to say, make the calls. Like, that's my agenda. It needs to be so clear that it is your agenda, that you are ruthless about doing the things that you know that you need to do because it's about your choices and you come first. So, on that vein, before we start talking about the market, does anybody have anything they want to share, contribute, throw your hand up, get yourself involved in the conversation? Would love to hear from you guys. I'm not the only one that has passion on this call. I know you have passion for your life, for your business, for where you're going. Anybody else have a thought, a contribution on this vein of where we're at right now? And don't leave me hanging. Going once, going twice. Don't be quiet today. Sweet Pea, what do you got for us?
Hi, I didn't get to talk, what was it, Monday, because I couldn't figure out how to unmute myself. But first of all, I just want to say thank you guys for having me a part of your guys' group. And I rated myself a 5 for the fact that like a year ago, I was completely not mentally there. I wasn't an agent yet. I have now been licensed agent for 8 months, and trying to find my way in this industry has been a little bit challenging for me. Although I am with a brokerage, I just haven't felt fit in. And now finding a group of people who kind of reached out to me and on the same, light and interest has been awesome and hasn't let me go. So like with Steph, when we went to church, our first church sitting together was talking about sticky friends who stick with you. And so now I call her like my little lollipop friend, whatever, like a little sticky lollipop that gets stuck in a little girl's hair. So I was like, she ain't gonna let me go. And I love that because she holds me accountable. And I think that trickles down from you guys' whole team. And I just appreciate that. And that's why it makes me feel that a five, because it's just getting more of a grip of what I'm trying to hold on to and what I'm trying to do in my life. Because like I said, a year and a half ago, I wasn't walking. So it's funny when he said, when you ain't got no legs, I had no legs. I was crippled, pregnant, being cheated on, and I wasn't able to pass my real estate test. And now that I got my mental clarity and I'm in a peaceful space, I'm able to read my books. I'm able to listen to my music and get my life structured. Everything is getting, clearer and better. And like I said, I got a tighter grip on the things that I want to do for myself. And that's also, that's why I rated myself a five. I wanted to say thank you guys. And yeah.
I absolutely. So did you call her a lollipop friend? Did I hear that right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, because when we went to church, they talk about friends that stick together. They're like a sticky friend. And I told her she's like my little lollipop that gets stuck in a little girl's hair that ain't ever coming out.
I absolutely love this. I love that you found your people, your tribe, and obviously we're here for support and for growth. That's what this group is all about. When we say keep it moving, it's keeping it moving towards
Yeah.
our dreams, goals, and visions, and we truly embody that and we mean that. So you guys, she's a guest on the line. Do we have any of our old school people that are here every single week have anything to say, contribute, or any thoughts? Going once, going twice. You guys gonna be quiet on me when our guest is here talking about how much he appreciates this group? Are you guys gonna be quiet on me? Let's go deep.
I was trying to chill. I'm taking vacation, but you hit on that. It's necessary to just step away for a second and refocus. And uh, yeah, you can't keep going 100 all the time. You got to slow down. You got to refuel, and you got to relax sometimes. I've been doing that in Vegas, so I'm super appreciative that business has allowed me to do that.
My man, I'll never forget your birthday at Carbone a few years ago. I'll never
Yeah.
forget that meal, bro, ever.
You know they wouldn't let my daughter, my 4-year-old go. You have to be at least 7 to get into the restaurant.
Oh wow, okay.
And,
All
and
right.
they eat good. Yeah, I couldn't go this time, but it's all good. I remember it 3 years ago too.
All right, brother. Well, hey, I'm glad that you're spending some time. Let's go Kia Q. What do you got for us?
Did you call my name?
I did. You had your hand up.
Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. So, I just wanted to chime in because before you call my name, and tell me to participate. So I just wanted to share with everyone and to kind of like, comment on what Sweet Pea said, Sabrina, that, sometimes we do have to do, because right now I think I'm entering like rest and recovery. I gotta like, as much as I get energized off of these calls and I want to get off the call and I want to like just do everything and like be like Patrick and run a mile and all that, it's like I gotta force myself to slow down right now because I've got so many changes, just like everyone else has changes, right? And we have to like kind of like be picky and choosy of what we need to do. And it's kind of hard when you're constantly like go, 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 go. You know what I mean? And but anyways, I just want to share, I guess part of it, I keep telling myself it's rest and recovery. And I just gotta like slow down a little bit. That's all.
Listen, I appreciate you saying this, and rest and recovery is of the utmost importance. And so I appreciate you saying this. You come first before anybody. And so let's do this, you guys. Let's go ahead and start talking about the market. But I do want to encourage you guys. I have quite a few cameras that are off, and I know some of you are driving, some of you are with the kids, some of you might even be at your other part-time job. It's all good. You guys, listen, if you're going to be here and be in this moment, throw your camera on, be present, be here. I don't care who you are, where you are, how you show up here is how we show up everywhere. So let's get into the conversation about the market. And before I do so, let me go back to my screen here. I'm going to have Ashley read this out loud for everybody, and then we're going to start talking about the market. So Ashley, go ahead and read this for everybody, and especially the people in the back of the room with the cameras off. Let's roll.
Your discipline is proof that you believe the vision. Discipline isn't the flex, it's a form of care. Every time you show up, you're saying, I believe in where this is going, even if no one else sees it yet.
All right, so let's just stay there for a quick second before we shift gears. How does that land for you, Ashley? Where does your mind go when you read that? Let's go.
I'm in all the feels this morning. That's why I wasn't talking, because my mind is so split. I'm praying for your mom and your family. When your story in the park made me flash back to living in my car or on someone's floor. And there's so many times when I didn't get the job, or I got fired from a job, or they didn't give me the promotion that I really worked hard for and I believed in. And this quote is just so relatable, because there was huge stretches of time where no one saw it, but I saw it.
Mhm.
I saw the discipline and where it was going to go. I could see the vision and where it was going to take me. No one else around me could see what I was doing, why I was putting in those long hours, why I was reading all of those books, why I was up every single day just trying to make things happen. But it all came together, and then everybody just sees the tip of the iceberg. They don't see those huge stretches of time when all the discipline formed that iceberg.
Mm. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I saw this and I was like, God, this hits home for me, because I love that it says it's a form of care, right? Like it is a form of care. When you really, really have something that is so powerful that you're working towards, like if you care about it, then you'll have the discipline, right? God, you guys, appreciate you sharing, Ashley. Rapid fire, Otis, and we're gonna shift gears in the conversation. Let's roll, big dog. What do you got for us?
Just Ashley, me and Ashley got a mutual friend that I was with last night. We went out for drinks and stuff, and Ashley is really about that life. Like she told me, Ashley been like that. She's got a go getter. And then yesterday, during the negotiation thing, way she said wrote out her year and she demanded her issue from the jump. And then at the end of the year, she reminded them like, "Yo, what's up with my chili? I need it or I'm gone." So, this hit hard, man, because like I didn't see it myself until it happened. Like, when people say, carpe diem, enjoy the moment, be there. Like, I think that's my biggest thing. Like, I get too focused on the next thing and I don't really get to enjoy the moment. And then it's like it happens and it's like happens so fast, it goes by and I'm like, damn, like, yeah. And then people start saying it and like even the praise now, it's like, oh, I was like, oh yeah, we did that, or yeah, yeah. But it's just at the end of the day, like you could really see it. Now I really do see the overall thing. Like I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, drive from Hayward to Richmond, go sit at a Starbucks for 5 hours before I started work. No, we started at the gym for 2 hours and then go to work for 8 to 10 hours. So like when people say like they don't see the back alley shit, like this is that was it. And that was during COVID. So it was like being in places where I should have had masks on, I could have got sick, like going out and being an essential worker when I didn't want to be, like being out there to be forced, get this leather skin, being in them fucking vans, it's like 180 degrees, like wanting to quit, but I had my son and I couldn't. So building the mold, like don't let nobody ever see or discount your work in silence and shit. So when people try to discredit you or stuff and you feel you have the need to speak up, you have to speak up because they wasn't in there shooting with you when you was in the gym. So they can't tell you about all the shots that you put up, that it wasn't luck, that it was these things that I just said. It was me, really pushing forward through like getting my real estate license was the biggest thing I've ever did in my life, even compared to playing sports, which I thought I was going to do my whole entire life. Like I put the work in, and it's like now, like literally every day, my life is changing because of this business. So,
I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys, let's shift gears. Let's talk about the market and where we're at. A couple things that I want to share. Obviously, I just put a screenshot into the chat down below. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take a look at this article. Now, it's a recent article that was issued by Red Oak. Red Oak does a really, really good with a really, really good job providing us with market data, analytics. They have their own data company that works internally. So let me just drop this down below. Boom, bam. All right, cool. So you guys have this article. What you're experiencing is the true shift in the market. And I want you guys to look at this graph here on the far left side that is in the red. Now, this is not applicable to everyone because not everybody is in our market. However, I'm going to show you how to pull this for your specific market in just a minute using our beautiful friend called Agent X within ChatGPT. So, as you guys can see here, that in the inner East Bay, single family home sales are up from in 2024, 1,025 home sales in the second quarter of the year. And now when we look at 2025, there is 1,537 home sales. So that is an increase of 50% quarter over quarter. So obviously we know that there's more inventory, there's more buyers in the market, there's more opportunities, but this is a really, really good sign. And these are really, really positive things to talk about with your consumers, because that means that there's going to be opportunities for us to negotiate. There's going to be opportunities for us to get leverage and so many other things. And so it's important that you guys are understanding this data. I thought that this article was one of the best articles that I've read recently, but I'm constantly reading stuff like this. Now, you obviously know that in some markets, there's going to be somewhat of a price drop, depends on where the houses are. However, what you guys are seeing is you guys are seeing absolutely tremendous growth year over year. In this article, it's broken down by city. You guys can see down below the percentage change of single family homes by city. You guys can run this for your particular cities as well. It highlights certain areas. Now, I don't need to go into this fully because this is not applicable to everybody. However, it is important that you guys are understanding where we're at year over year. What markets are still super competitive? What markets you have a great opportunity to find those homes for your consumers. Also, this is your opportunity to go into your database and find those older leads that last year they thought that no way, no how, they couldn't buy a house. Well, now things have shifted positively on the side of the buyers, and you just want to see if the dreams are still alive of home ownership. Tom, some things have changed dramatically in the market since we spoke last. Are you still thinking about purchasing a home in El Cerrito? Wonderful. I want to share with you the positive impacts that have happened in the market. Share this information with people. So I want you to look at this article, review this article, and then what I want you to do is I want you to go into chat. You see, what I did is I took a screenshot of that article down below. And through this new Agent X, it will show you how it's working behind the scenes. It's absolutely incredible. It's in ChatGPT. What I did is I went up to Chris and Sophia's market and I said, can you create me a Q2, Q24, 2024 and Q2, 2025 comparison of single family homes in Elk Grove, California? Create me a graph similar to this. So now here it does all of the research for me. Also, it has all of the sources once again, so I can just reference those sources and go back to the source and just review even further. It's going to show me all of the data. And then it's going to create my own chart for me based on the feedback, or excuse me, the input that I gave it. So it's really, really important that you not only look at this and say, how can I go to chat and say, you know what, make this specific to Napa, to Stockton, to Modesto, to Mountain House, to wherever you are. And so I want you guys to be able to look at articles like this, take snapshots of that article, put it in a chat GPT, and have chat do its research for you and give you out something that's even more clear based on your specific market. Does that make sense, everybody? Give me a hands up, give me an emoji, give me a reaction, give me anything. Okay, cool. Really, really powerful article. I think that this is great. It shows us that depending on where homes are, your buyers are going to have more of an advantage. However, you need to figure out, how do I create more urgency when they don't feel as urgent? Because of why? Because they have more options and more inventory. So there still needs to be a sentiment of how do we build urgency in a non-urgent market? If the sales are up by 50% in that market, that might take a seller or a buyer a little bit longer. If we know the days on the market from 2024 were up 25%, that means the houses are sitting longer. Well, now that number is even higher, then we know that our buyers just might take a little bit more time. There's more things for them to look at. They're dating a little bit longer before they actually make that solid commitment. So you have to be able to share with them that, yes, this is the reality, but the reality of 3 months, 6 months down the road is things may change again, just like they always do. So if you found the house that marks off most of the boxes on your list, then let's move forward with that home. So you guys, there's another article out there that I want to share this with you. I thought it was really, really powerful. And this is an article through Housing Wire. And it says here that change in the market share by transaction size from 2020 to 2024. If you look here, most of you guys are with our brokerage. Some of you are guests, but this is not a brokerage conversation. This is just a scale conversation and a realistic conversation. As you guys can see, EXP is leading the charge in transactions. So not only are you here locally backed by the number 2 team in the entire world for all of EXP, but when you think about EXP at large, as you're comparing it to the other brokerages out there, there was no other company out there that understands transactions, transaction management, asset management on a large scale better than us. I will compete against any other brokerage out there. I would say, come at me. Come at me with your thoughts, your figures, your stats, and your data. Nobody else really comes close to us. And I want to share this with you guys. Once again, this is important for you guys to see. There's over 90,000 people at this company. 90,000. Guys, we're number 2. Number 2. And like I say this so humbly, it fills me with emotion. You guys know that I've been here since day one. To be able to see that number, it's encouraging. It's encouraging to say that no matter what's happened in the market, we continue to grow. And if you're having a hard time in this market, if you're not producing results for yourself, you have to ask yourself, how much of this is self-induced? How much of this struggle that I'm in right now is self-induced? Because you look around the screen right now, there's people in multiple escrows. There's people that just got into their biggest contract of their life. There's people out there that are crushing it in their open houses. So if you're having struggles in this business, you have to ask yourself how much of that is self-induced, because we're having more sales year over year, 50% more in some markets. So the consumers are buying homes. Sellers are selling homes. You just have to go out there and find them. So let's do this. We're going to go around the room, get a couple key contributions on the market conditions, patterns, and what they're seeing. I'm going to go over to Ashley. I'm going to go over to Christina. And then I need 3 agents to get involved. Julia, would love to have your contribution. I'd love to get Brandy's contribution. Let me pick on somebody else. Would love to hear from Alex. So let's go.
Good morning. So jobs report is coming out tomorrow, and on May 16th, Jerome Powell, there was a huge rumor yesterday that he gave his resignation. That was not true. He is going to retire next May, and they're interviewing to find out who's going to be the next federal chair member and what's going to happen. But at the end of the day, it's all going to actually depend on the data. So the jobs report comes out tomorrow. That'll give us an indication on if we're going to get July rate cuts or not, along with the inflation reports. As far as what I'm seeing with offers accepted, it depends on the niche of the neighborhood, but in a lot of cases, I am seeing people offer higher purchase prices to accommodate a seller's credit, and that allows a win-win situation because the seller's getting what they net want, and the buyer is getting a lower mortgage rate, so their mortgage payment is less. So that's kind of what I'm seeing from my vantage point.
I love it. I love it. Who was I passing the mic to next? Was it Christina? Okay, cool. Christina, let's go. Talk to us about what you're seeing from your seat.
Yeah, so I'm seeing buyers super excited about learning what seller credits are doing to their payment. I know we talked about this yesterday. One thing to remember, clients, they hear seller credit, but be more specific that we are using this to lower their interest rate, which lowers the payment. Because otherwise they hear seller credit, but they're not fully understanding what that means. A little bit of rule of thumb, depending on the sales price, I'm seeing an average for every $5,000 seller credit, it's lowering a buyer's monthly payment by about $100. So that's huge. So these are conversations to have, running payment scenarios with your lenders. I was up at 7 this morning, client sent me 3 properties. I was sending her what's her payment with a $5,000 seller credit, and then what's her payment at a $10,000 seller credit. So this way, they are also educated, because we all have that stubborn buyer that, well, no, I want 10,000. Well, okay, but how much do you love this house? What if we get 5,000? This is what your payment is. Are you cool with that for now? So educating them on that, it's huge. We're seeing on all of our team, tons of seller credits being utilized to buy down the interest rate. Even though they can use it also for closing costs, we're seeing a ton of that. So taking advantage of that is huge. Talking to your buyers, letting them know that, and if they're pre-approved, go to their lender. Hey, what can a $5,000 credit do? What can a 10,000? Let that buyer know. It excites them. It's making them feel like something's on my side. Since rates are ugly, kind of still, at least this is on my side, and it gives them a positive output, and it kind of starts to get them excited again. So that's definitely what I would say. Reach out.
I actually love this. Does the money store, does anybody on this call have a visual representation of this? Like you were saying, like giving the examples. Oh, in example A, it would move your payment to this. Example 2, do you guys have that on some type of document?
I like me, or are you asking the realtors?
Well, I'm talking to you guys first, and then obviously the realtors, if anyone has like a visual representation of that, because I think this is powerful.
Yeah, I could drop a screenshot in the chat too of one I ran for a client.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. Julia, you are up. Julia, tell us about market conditions, patterns, what you're experiencing from your vantage point. Let's roll.
Yeah, I wrote an offer yesterday on a house in Berkeley. People confirmed the day before. They said, okay, it'll be you and another person. And then out of nowhere, it was me versus another agent. And then all of a sudden, the house had 4 offers. So people are still out there shopping. Don't get discouraged for your sellers either. I mean, Elias, you just hit the nail on the head. Like, it's going to take a lot longer days on the market, but you will find a buyer. And that is the narrative that I've been telling a lot of my sellers is it's going to sit for a little bit longer because there are so many other options out there for buyers to be picky with. So on the seller side, that's a great narrative to run with. Also with buyers, seller credits, there's a little additional seller terms on the paper. You need to make sure that you're typing that out and saying, I'll write the verbiage that I used yesterday. We actually didn't get it because we weren't high enough, unfortunately. But for that area in Elmwood and Berkeley, it's still competitive. Everything's still competitive. There's still people out there. So don't let the market discourage you. It may not be as easy, but this is just one of those rides we have to wave.
Yeah.
Waves we have to ride.
Yeah, I was with you on that. So,
Yeah.
Julia, I always use Berkeley as like a case in point that, when the market is shifting or it's buyer's market, seller's market, there's markets that will always be competitive.
Yeah.
Berkeley's one of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Awesome. Well, I appreciate your contribution. Really good share. Let's go. Who do I have up next? I don't know if it was Alex or somebody else, but Alex just took a bite, so I'll come back to Alex. Who else was I?
Your whole presentation about accountability, and it really comes down to us. We can check off the boxes, but they don't really matter. You're not going to get results if you're just checking off boxes.
That's right. So tell us about the market. What do you know about the market? Conditions, patterns, nuances that you're experiencing in your Stockton market.
I did the same thing you did with the AI, the ChatGPT, and it looks like in just my zip code here, like locally, it's 95204. The housing prices is down 7%, and the rent is up 8%. So like that's a great selling point. Do you want to rent for, like, right now as a buyer, you have the best opportunity to really get in at a good price point instead of putting it in somebody else's mortgage. So like it's really nice to know that I have that selling point using just like basic like research to push buyers to get into a deal.
Love it.
And I'm still learning the game. I'm still learning the tactics. I'm still learning the scripts, but at least I have a little bit more ammunition when it comes to learning the markets. That's the first step to get in the door before you get into the home's value, before you get into the listing or the buyer's price. Everything starts with the market. So it's like really setting the stones to go down that path for the people.
You know what?
Yeah.
Sorry, who was that?
It was Julia. I think that scenario from a listing standpoint really makes sense for a seller to buy before they sell. They can rent out their property. Maybe they can cover everything. Maybe they can use that as additional income, but that would be a good condition for sellers to actually be able to buy something before they have to sell their house. Depending on their personal credit, income, assets, all of that, but just those conditions kind of looks like that would be a good advantage for them.
Yeah, Julia, I appreciate that. Alex, well said. this is why we practice. The message to market is not, oh, I got to get better at that. This is your job. You should be able to articulate the patterns, the conditions, the nuances, and the reality of what's actually happening in the market. That's our responsibility. The truth past the headlines. You should be able to share with them past whatever they're reading on the headlines, because you guys are the market experts. You guys have the MLS. You guys can go and run a search right now in your MLS and get really, really defined information. You can see how many offers were written on certain properties. You can tell the consumers this information. You can show them when you're doing your buyer's consultation. And so the message to market is the foundation, right? It's the foundation. So I don't care how much you know about the contracts. All that stuff is good and well, and it will come. And if you're newer on the call, worry about perfecting your message to market, your buyer consultation, and your activities. All the other stuff we can help you with. But if you're not even getting close to actually doing any of this, then you're spending your time on the wrong things. And so really, really good stuff, you guys. Really good contributions so far. I'm going to go to Blessing. Blessing, you're going to be the last contribution on this vein in regards to the market. What are you seeing? What are you experiencing? Let's hear from you.
Yeah, so I've been focused quite a bit in Oakley. And it's one of those areas where it's got a lot of new builds that are obviously being built, but it's a newer city. So even the homes that are coming on the market are 15 to 20 years old. So if they've been well maintained, in the case of my newest listing, 245 Silver Bell Way. So if anyone has a buyer, please bring it to me. They're the original owners, and the house looks immaculate, but it's simply chapters in life. So you have those families that have raised their kids are grown. It's now time for them to move on. So telling the story to the buyers of why this particular community might have 5 or 6 listings at the same time. It's not that everyone's running away. All of them bought at the same time. All of them have raised their kids. It's now time. And just explaining that has been really, really critical to some of the people coming into the open houses and the conversations I've been having. But the reality is that homes in Oakley are on the market for an average of 28 to 35 days. So even if you have a super stellar listed price, again, like 245 Silver Bell Way, it may take some time for it to, please bring me a buyer. That's basically what I'm saying.
But, 3 times, but go on.
245 Silver Bell Way in Oakley, listed at $698. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath with just under 2,600 square feet. But it's 29 days is what the average is. So if we get something sooner, fantastic. If it takes about that, it's really just knowing kind of what the market is doing and what the mindset is doing. There's tons of activity in Oakley, which means that there's a lot more eyes. Thank you, Ashley. Your writer will be on the property momentarily, but you just have to be able to tell what's happening in the community and tell the story of the community. And so the other neighborhood or city that I'm focused in quite a bit because of volunteering is Brentwood. There's a huge community that will rally around anything that's going on, but they right now are seeing a stagnation in listings. Brentwood homes used to about 4 months ago still sell within 20 to 30 days. We're pushing 35 to 45 days. So it's just, it's the story of what's happening. We just have to be able to speak to it. I don't quite have the best one for Brentwood, but again, focused on Oakley. I'm gonna let you guys fill in the gap there. But yeah, there's just a lot more listings that are coming up in Oakley, especially in those older quote unquote new builds. Hey, Silas.
You're a little tired. Say good morning to everybody.
Hey, friend. Silas.
Can you say Silver Bell?
Yeah, I was going to say 245 Silver Bell Way. Do you like Christmas?
Do you like Christmas? You don't like presents?
Do you like bells?
All right, I'm going to tell Santa you don't want presents this year. Okay. All right, love you, son. All right, so final words, Silver Bell.
245 Silver Bell Way. But Oakley is a community where you get access to those established communities without the super high, $800, $900, 900,000 price points. So you can still get deals.
Love this. Love this. And always spoken like a true professional. I appreciate you guys really grabbing the mic. And listen, if you're still fearful in coaching, my hope is that we've created a vulnerable space for you to feel open to fumble a little bit here. If it sounds clunky, like shoes in the dryer, it's all right. Like get it out here. Practice here. If you could do that in front of, there was at the start of the call, there was close to 50 people here. if you can do it here, you most certainly can do that with your consumer. And so, really, really good conversation today. Ashley, we're going to be buying my mom a house soon. We're coming into an inheritance. I want to talk to you about her home. We're going to buy her a house in Stockton at a new build for 458. She's just like, oh, well, let's put this huge down payment down. So I want to talk to you about that. I will run a couple scenarios, but that house is going to go in a trust, and that's going to be long term. My mom will retire in 3 years, so she'll move up here. And so if not, we'll sell that house. We'll buy a bigger house for all of us. But anyways, I'll talk to you about that. So let's go around the room, get a couple key thoughts and key takeaways from our time together today. Let's go to Christina Macias. One key thought, one key takeaway. Then we'll go over to Brandy. I think I missed you, Brandy. I said your name earlier, but I didn't come to you. Christina, one key thought and one key takeaway from our time together today.
Yeah, I think it was just really honing in on the market before you even come in front of the consumer, just because it's like you don't want to be there not knowing and stumbling. So being really confident on that is my takeaway.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Otis. Let's go, Brandy. Brandy, what do you got for us?
As the conversations today, it just keeps making me think like be the solution for your consumer, whether it's what's going on in the market, whether it's what's going on with them being pre-approved, with their readiness, be the solution and be there. I just had a client yesterday who keeps going to different lenders, thinking different lenders are going to give her different answers, but it's really her credit. And she just had to hear that a couple different times. And then I said, hey, I'm not going to forget about you. Here's the plan. And I'm going to walk you through. And she was like, oh my gosh. And I just thought, like, how many people as buyers and sellers come to different agents and there's no set plan or no solutions. It only goes one step at a time. And really, somebody, just like all of us, you want to feel like somebody has a solution, a guidebook, a plan, goals just like you, and can follow through all the way through every step, whether it's market information, getting that listing prepped. What if my listing sits for so long? Just the whole thing. So I don't know, I was just sitting there and I was like, yeah, just be a freaking solution. And what better way to do that than leverage the number 2 team that obviously has a whole lot of solutions. So
That's right.
I'm just proud to be a part of that. So
well, we're proud to have you a part of it. And so I'll see you probably in a couple of hours at the office. I'll be there for our monthly flex meeting. But you guys, really, really good meeting today. Thank you for being here. On Friday, there will not be any coaching because I'll be at my mom's surgery that morning. So continue to send her love, light, positive energy. Ashley probably does feel like you know her because I talk about my mom so much. Because I'm just really grateful to be able to see her at this stage of her life, sober and being a really good grandma. I didn't have that mom growing up. And so I'm just really grateful for the mom that I have today. And so you guys, thank you for listening. Like I said, this is a full circle moment for me to go back into my hometown, to be there with my mom, to speak at Inman, and to be the host of Fast Forward Movement. It's just wild. It's wild to think like everything is just coming full circle, but you guys all remain humble. I will remain centered, and I will remain, in flow and in discipline. So you guys, thank you for being here. And as always, God, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and vision, and go out there and make today truly, truly a day that matters. If you need anything at all, you know where to find me. Peace.